I pray that every time that you open up your mouth to yap your business to the wrong people, that you choke on your very own spit. And that'll be the sign that you need to put a muzzle on it, put a fork in it, a pin, something.
Hi ladies, thank you for clicking on this video and taking your time to listen to some amazing women talking about how oversharing can be your downfall. Please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below about the time you overshared and regretted it.
If you're an oversharer, you've come to the right place. Here is my checklist to help you to shut your mouth, and it's really practical. Before you share any piece of information, I want you to ask yourself these 5 questions. Number 1, is this an appropriate piece of information to share? Sounds obvious, but that's why it's the first question, because it's a really fundamental question. Number 2, and now we're really getting to the critical stuff. What am I hoping to achieve by sharing this information? Is it support, solution, sympathy, attention? Clarify that in your mind. If you're looking for sympathy and attention and even solutions, speak to a therapist. Number 3, is this a safe place to share this information? The workplace with your colleagues is not a safe place to share such information, but the setting of your therapist's office is. Number 4, does this person have a record of stewarding sensitive piece of information correctly? Basically, can I trust this bitch? If not, keep it closed, keep it moving, just because we always need to think about worst case scenario, we need to ask ourselves, if this piece of information gets leaked, what are the potential ramifications of that? I know, good, isn't it?
Stop oversharing your goals. Stop oversharing the things that you want to accomplish, okay? Keep it between you and God. So many people will try to project to stop you, to put the brakes on your goals, friend. Are we letting them do that? No. So yeah, stop oversharing. Stop oversharing. At this point, it's all you need to do. You need to do it. Like, that's it. We don't have to tell everyone everything. That's part of life. You don't. Trust me. You'll get there. But I'm going to be the one to tell you. Stop oversharing. Your life is designed for you. That's it. Some things are between you and God. And it's not for anyone else to understand. That's the message, friend. I love you.
Leave, the intimate details of your life to your close friends and the people around you and your family. Like, that's it. And the people that you trust. Please understand, everybody is not trustworthy, okay? And there are people preying on your downfall. There are people that want to mess up, what you got going on, and that want to see you fall. You know what I mean? Please understand that and move wisely. Everybody doesn't need to know what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them know your next move. Don't let them know your next move. You know what I mean? Switch it up. Stay low key sometimes. But just balance. You know what I'm saying? Don't put so much out there to where everybody knows every single thing about you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So I just want to just share something. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop telling people your business. I understand that maybe you carrying a heavy burden or a lot of things going on and you just need somebody to confide in. Most of the people are honestly low-key happy that you got issues and you got problems. People want to know your business just to tell your business. And never, ever allow them to see you sweat. I don't know what it is with people there pretend that they care for you and they got your back and they there for you. You tell them or you confide in them about something that you going through, then boom, everybody in your family know. Boom, all your circle of friends know. And you ain't told that person. You know what I'm saying? They telling your business just because of the simple fact that they happy that you got issues and problems. I went through some of the darkest times of my life really by myself. Nobody knew what I was going through. And I just say this. The people or the person that you really want to confide in, if they don't have the ability or they're not in a position willing and able to help you, they don't need to know what you going through. Most times it's best to keep your hardest moments and whatever it is that's bothering you to yourself, because it'll cause more harm than good. Because a lot of times people just spread your business. They think they just, they want to share something, but really, honestly, they just gossiping. I had to leave the country for like 3 months. I was in Paris for like 3 months because I knew, something. I was getting ready to go through a whole lot of BS, right? And I just needed to clear my head. When I came back, I did not know it was going to hit me as hard as it did. But nobody in my family knew. Nobody around me knew. I still went to work every day like everything was okay. But I started to downsize, my life. The cars I had, I was downsizing. I never shared my business because people want to know your business to tell your business. During that time, I was fighting a case. I had a 6-figure tax lien, IRS tax lien on me. All my bank accounts were frozen in the negative. A lot of things would just hit me back to back to back to back. And even though I didn't share my, what I was going through, people noticed that I was not driving the same kind of car. I remember, I used to be a hairstylist, so I was working in the shop. I was going to work every day like everything was okay. A client of mine, and this woman was heavy in the church. A client of mine noticed that I pulled up. When I was going through everything, I went to the auction. When I downsized, I went to the auction, bought me a car, paid cash, put the title in my mama's name. I got my little Lolo. I'm pulling up to the shop, and she noticed that I'm in this little, this trap car, which I call a trap car. It was a little Ford Taurus. So she sits in my chair and she goes on to say, I can't believe you driving a car like that. I thought I'd never see the day that you drive a car like that. See, this is what I'm saying. Even though people don't know your business, that's how hard people watch you. People watch you and watch your transition. Even though they don't know what's going on, they make their own assumptions or whatever. So I told her, I said, listen, do you know what it feels like to go to the Mercedes dealership and drive off in a $180,000 S-Class Benz? She was like, no. I said, I do. I said, so that car out there that I'm driving is not going to make or break me. People don't know what you're going through. They'll assume something, but they really don't know. But they'll make matters worse trying to low-key throw shots at you or jabs or shade, all of that. You got to protect your peace by never allowing people to see you sweat. Most people will be happy to know that you got problems. Don't tell them anything.
I don't know why it's so hard for our generation to accept that not telling your friends all of your business does not make you a bad friend or a fake friend. And the only reason I'm bringing up that this might be a generational thing is because the women that have instilled in me to shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth are my mom, my aunts, my godmom. They're the ones that taught me, like, just because I'm best friends with these other women does not mean I tell everybody everything all the time. And that doesn't make me a bad friend. It just means I understand boundaries, privacy, and the power of kind of just waiting and seeing how things play out before you open up your mouth and speak on them. I feel like I've seen a lot of my peers think that they have to get approval from their friends to do everything. Like when they're talking to a new guy, like, let me tell like my friend, and then, then your friend starts giving you unwarranted advice. Like, I don't think you should do this with him at this time and this, that, and the third. And then you get pissed off, but it's like, technically it's your fault because in the first place, you could have kept that to yourself. And all you really could have told your friend is, I'm talking to a new person, not when you did this with him, when you did that with him, what you're planning on doing at what time. No, too much. Let's work on boundaries. Because withholding information is not the same thing as lying or keeping a secret. Let me repeat that. Withholding information is not the same thing as lying or keeping a secret. Sometimes you're just protecting your business. Sometimes you're just letting stuff play out and you're letting yourself have something. Sometimes if it's a relationship, you're letting you and your partner experience that relationship and not needing this extra approval from others to make it more real. It's just between y'all, and that's what makes it real. So next time you open up your mouth and you just feel like you have to tell your friends everything or else you're being fake, know that that's not the truth, and that you might want to try out next time you talk to somebody, just keeping things to yourself and letting stuff play out. And you can tell your friend, yeah, I've been seeing somebody. But do they need to know what happens on every single date? No, maybe that's just a story for you and Bae.
So we're not going to talk about the biggest flex are the things that people can't see. And one of them is privacy. When no one can pinpoint where you're currently at, where you're going, where you've been, they can't pinpoint your lows or your highs. They can't pinpoint where you are financially, physically, spiritually, mentally. When people don't know the bag that you just got, the abundance that you're currently surrounded by, the healthy relationship that you're in, when everything is healthy around you, keep that to yourself. And that is the quickest way to just mental bliss.
Stop telling people your business. You need to use discernment when you speak to certain people about your goals and about your plans, because people are more nefarious than you'd like to think out here. If this year taught me anything, I need to keep every single thing I'm doing, all of my moves, anything that I'm interested in, any person I'm interested in, close to my chest until said thing has been completed. There are people out here who will pretend to like you, just to collect information on you, just to get close to you, just to know what you're doing, what you're interested in. If anything goes awry in that friendship, best believe they are ruining anything that you ever told them, or they're going to try at least. Any information about someone is currency, and any information can be traded for more currency. Don't let anyone know that you're in the interview process. Don't let anyone know that you're dating someone until you are in a relationship with that person. Don't let anyone know that you're interested in anything until said thing has been completed. We feel as if we're closer to that person when we overshare, when we share. Getting to know someone does not mean oversharing what you're doing and what your plans are. You have to use that discernment, your God-given discernment. And even if something was ruined, thank God for that. Always thank God for that experience, because now you know better. And when you know better, you truly do better.
How to stop oversharing. Pause before you speak. Just because there's silence doesn't mean that you have to feel it. Take a second to think, does this person need to know this? Match their energy. If they are keeping things surface level, do not dive into your life story. Read the room. Resist the urge to trauma dump. Not everyone deserves access to your past. Some people just want entertainment, not to understand you. They don't care anything about understanding you. Don't mistake strangers for therapists. Venting to the wrong people invites judgment, not support. Keep your personal struggles for real, trusted spaces. Save the details for the right audience. There's a difference between being open and being reckless. Share only with those who have earned your trust. Silence is power. The less they know, the less they can use it against you. Mystery is underrated. Sometimes you give people all these extra details and tell people things that they didn't even ask you, nor do they want to know. And they're things that they can use against you. My dad used to say, silence is golden. And as a kid, I didn't understand it. But now I realize that, not everything needs to be said, okay? And whether it's oversharing with strangers or oversharing with people who are close to you, sometimes it's TMI. It's just too much information. And a lot of things need to be just kept to yourself, processed within yourself, and then share what you want to share. Because people don't always have your best interests at heart. Especially people who you don't know love you and care about you to the point where they'll actually help you. You're oversharing for no reason. These people are not going to do anything to help you. They just want to know your business. Or they don't, because some of you are just sharing just because they didn't even ask you for the information. And that can point to your self-esteem also. If you feel the need to always feel the silence and talk, there may be something going on with you're not comfortable with silence. Protect your energy. Not everyone is a safe space. And if they didn't ask for details, they probably don't need them.
We got to do better. We got to do better with keeping some stuff to ourselves. Things we may be going through personally, with a relationship, with our job, all types of things. Everything does not have to be shared. Some things you need to take to God and pray about. Some things you need to go through by yourself so that God can get the glory out of what you're going through.